A very good evening to everyone. I welcome you all in this webinar on staying organized for effective learning. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Pathak, Dr. Devendra Pathak, who has kindly agreed to deliver a talk on staying organized for effective learning. Dear friends, as you all know that we are facing a very tough time, and most of us are right now at our places, very safe, sitting down there, but somehow we are not able to organize the things well. There are certain things which need special emphasis, and we are not able to do that effectively because somehow we are not able to judge how to manage all that stuff. Organizational behavior, it is a very important thing. There are two facets of organizational behavior. One, how you are going to perform in a particular organization. Second, how you are going to perform with yourself. So one has to be very organized so that whatsoever task has been assigned to them by others, or whatsoever task they have been assigned to by themselves only, they will be able to do effectively. We should prioritize the things. We should know what are the things we have to target first and what are the things which can wait for some time. So a particular knowledge of what should be our priority, that is utmost important. And for that, we have to keep certain records. We have to, enter the things into diary. We have to enter the things into some kind of, ready reckoner so that we are able to see which particular thing has to be targeted first. And in that context, Dr. Devendra Pathak is a very effective communicator. You must have, experienced that in your initial phase of veterinary classes. And he has kindly agreed to deliver a talk on this, how one can remain organized so that the learning process that becomes increasingly effective. I would request Dr. Pathak to kindly share his views with all the students, and they might gain something out of his experiences in that organization. Dr. Pathak, please.
Thank you, Dr. Nitin, for your all kind words to me. And for students, please control Z, all those words. Neither I am effective communicator, and sometimes when I feel like talking to you back because you moved on to third year and we could not uh, meet with each other regularly. So sometimes I plan something like this to talk to you. एंड जो बहाना है वो है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ दिस वेबिनार लेट्स सी व्हाट आई कैन डू अबाउट दिस just think of yourself and see do you feel stressed these days or from the early days with the amount of work you are having you feel that you are very busy with your stuffs of studies and you feel stress oh you are not able to manage do you anyone Gurnaz can you tell me do you feel something stressed like this okay anyone who feels like you are really stressed. Many of us, including me, many a times feel that we are very busy with our work and for you studies, assignments, and all those stuffs. I have to mute. Okay, coming back with the disruption. So you place yourself for each student, for each of the individual. There are some set of way of working. You have your own plan to work, you have own way to organize yourself, and based on that, how you organize yourself, or based on the way you are doing your steps at one place or at different place, you read fast. So whatever your way does, based on that, the category of people, category of worker, or category of students, there are four types of a student. So you identify yourself in which type you are, and accordingly we'll move on to the next, we'll aim to move into the next category. And before that, we must identify ourselves in which category we fall into. So the first category is called the seeker, the second is called consolidator, the third is called planner, and the fourth is called prioritizer. We'll see one by one, and then you think of yourself and place yourself in any of them which you find yourself fit to that. And then accordingly, you can prepare yourself to go into the next category. What does these four categories mean? The first category, which is seeker, are the one which thinks that they are busy with a lot of work. They thinks that they have lot of things to keep going on. They even don't know whether their to-dos lists are. They are always, aha, I am just stuck with my all work. So the first category is seeker, always stressed with lot of bundle of works. If you see the second category, that is consolidator, they have all the list together. They have the list of notes to read, they have the list of deadlines for the assignment, they have the list, to-do list, all the list they have, and they keep on collecting these lists together at one place. So they are consolidating their list, but they do not have a plan to execute properly to all those lists. So these peoples have got to get everything in one place. So they consolidate their list, bring them back to one place, and then they become consolidator with all their list of doing things. The third category is the planner. What the planner does, the planner has something like consolidator. They have a list of work to do, but they plan their work accordingly. So the planners have the list of today, they have the list for tomorrow. So they are thinking that the today's list is very great, but what about tomorrow's list, tomorrow's work? So they are thinking beyond today, tomorrow, and also beyond that, who knows that what's lurking beyond the corner. And these people think that they have to got to get ahead. So they are very planned, meticulous in their planning, what's tomorrow to be done, what's day after tomorrow to be done, and so on. So they are the planners. They have the list of work to do, they have the list of to dos, and they plan through which they will go on. And the last category, which is the most sophisticated one, and that category can be only obtained with practice, with time, when you start organizing yourself properly. Many of you might be in this category. I am sure. I am not in this category, but still I am sure that many of you will be in this category. If you are here, I am very happy. So these category of peoples, they prioritize their work, they do the most important thing first. Not only that, they also whenever they find a small bit of time, they go for easier stuff and they clear their to dos. So if 50 to dos are there, then small to dos he will keep. So whenever he find extra time, he will go and do the easier stuffs to see that their to dos become list. And they always prioritize, they make sure that the most important work will be handled a better way than the less important and lesser important works. So they are the fourth category. So today we must choose ourselves whether we are seeker, consolidator, or we are planner or prioritizer. If you are prioritizer, excellent. If you are any of the three, seeker, you must uh, transform yourself into the second, and must transform yourself again to the third and fourth and so on. So the seeker, which is always placed with lot of stuff, aha, I am fed up, have a lot of work to do. The consolidator, they have all the to do's together, consolidated list they have, but they do not have a plan to execute them properly. The planner, they have the list and also a plan to work, what to do today, what to do tomorrow, and so on. And the prioritizer, they prioritize their work. They see that the least important works should be finished as soon as possible, and the most important work should be done in the best way possible. What's the way forward? How we can go from the first category to the second, from second to the third, and from third to the fourth? So what we need to do is we need to set our goals, what our goals are, and then we need to plan the work to achieve that goal. So we have to collect, we have to become consolidated, we have to enlist all the to-dos, and then we need to prioritize them, which is the most important work, which should be given more priority, better, it should be done in a better way, and so on. And once we have planned, we have to make sure that we are sticking to our plans to execute them in a proper way. How we can keep track whether we are doing the planned work or not? So there are two type of planners which is available. uh, in nowadays we all are fond of online planners. Person like me always prefers to have a physical planner. Anyone will work, whether you are accustomed with online planners or physical planners. How we need to plan that with the help of three types of tool that I am going to elaborate now, and then we can think of how which one is best. The online planners are like to-dos, like Microsoft To Do, where see I have planned I have a class at 12 p.m. of biotechnology, then webinar at 4 o'clock. I have to work on my MBSc thesis, my MBSc student's thesis. I have to update some website, and so on. I have all the list of work to be done, and as I finish, I'll tick them off, and I'll. So those, some of them are regular, they are recurring, like yoga, daily yoga. That's recurring, daily it will be there, and all those important work will be there. So you can see that the first two are my priority because they are time bound and I have to attend to that, and the other ones are in a line. Similarly, some people are using Google Calendar, some people are using Outlook Calendar, so or some people are accustomed to the iCalendar and so on. So, or if a person like me prefers to write with the pen, and then when it is done, we'll strike it off. Whatever way you prefer, you prefer. But how to plan, how to write down your plans and then execute. So we have three types of tools: a weekly worksheet, comprehensive worksheet, and to-do list. I'll elaborate one by one. So weekly worksheet is the most important tool one must have, and it's a very intentional and narrow view of your work for 1 week. 1 week, because week you identify that this week I have all these works to be done, and you accordingly you can plan. So this tool will help you to look at a single point in time and balance that time against your to-dos. So you have to prepare your to-dos, that will be talking about. Keep on preparing your to-dos that will fit to the weekly worksheet, and weekly worksheet should be adhered properly. So whatever you will write it, like 7 a.m. what you have to do, 8 a.m. or so on, whatever your uh, to-dos are, accordingly you plan your work and then you prioritize and do that. So your weekly worksheet is the most important one, but this should be fed with the other two. So, and after each week, we need to do a follow up. What are the to dos I had in the last week? Did we meet all those? If something is left over, we have to plan again in the next weeks. It's not possible all the times that we are finishing our all the works which we have planned, maybe because of some reason or other. Then we can shift that work into the next week. These weekly worksheets should be planned in such a way that your work should be bit size, small size, actionable, not in the form of very vague. I have to finish anatomy. I have to finish this. No, you target that I will finish these 4 lectures, 2 lectures. Even if you say one lecture on Monday, second lecture on Tuesday, that's bad. So you make your uh, written part actionable rather than writing in some paragraph that I will do that. Then all week long it should be there, Monday to Friday. If you can include your Saturday and Sunday also, including your fun time, that's great. At least you make planning for Monday to Friday, including Saturday and Sunday, along with all your fun times. Also, will comprehend, make your weekly worksheet more comprehensive, and you will find that you have more time to work even on your uh, fun times or more on your social things rather than only sticking to your work. You must give a timeline to all the to dos. Tomorrow, Monday, I'll finish first topic, Tuesday, second, something like this. To dos with the time. And this should be planned in advance, and you should be able to access it easily. It's not that you kept in your hostel and now at some place. So whatever your weekly worksheet is, it should always be available to you, so that in all the morning of every day, you should see your plan, what is planned for today, what is planned for tomorrow, and so on. And you must use it consistently. I said every day in the morning I prefer to see my to do for the week. And this planning may be a time oriented and may be a task oriented. Some people are time oriented, some people are task oriented. What do you mean? I Let me explain you. Like you have planned that daily you will do some walking or running. So the walking may be half an hour. I'll do walking for half an hour or 1 hour. Or you say that I'll walk for 5 kilometers. So time oriented is half an hour. Task oriented is I'll walk for 5 kilometers. That may be completed in 25 minutes, or that may be completed in 45 minutes. So that's a task oriented. I'll do this task. And based on what personality suits to you, whether it is time oriented or task oriented. But task oriented is always better to orient yourself in the orientation of your planning than the time oriented. So one morning mantra which I follow, and I request everyone to start following from today, is in each morning, you just doing whatever you are doing in the morning, early morning. Maybe you are doing your yoga, or going for your walking, running, going to playing some games. Whatever you are doing in the early, very early morning, once you come back, you sit down, and then for 5 minutes, close your eyes, sit down, and think of how your day is going to be. Just think of what are the things which must be done today. Do you have any commitment to your friend that you will meet to him or her? Or any work, you see that what are the works it is planned to, just close your eye and just think of that. And then you open your weekly planner and see what are the to-dos is planned for. If you need to correct it, if you need to prioritize it, If you bring the tomorrow's to do to today and postpone today's to tomorrow, you can adjust that in early morning, and that will make you very, very effective. And all the work you are thinking that you need to write 10 emails to 10 friends or to teacher, you have to submit your assignment. See that all those small work like submitting an assignment, if you have done with the assignment, you need to just email that to the teacher. Just do all these small works in the first period of your planning. So whatever planned your first period, you do those small bits, so that if you, and keep on ticking that I have done this. So this, or cross that action. If you are start doing after half an hour or 1 hour, if you see that you have been done with 10 works, you'll see it will give very high energy from your inside, and you will be so motivated for your next work. So this is a morning mantra from my side. You just keep close your eyes for 5 minutes, think of your day, and see that all those works which are very small, that can be done in very small period of time, just finish it off. And you see that after taking 4 or 5 of your actionable job, you are so motivated from inside to do the next work. So after doing this weekly calendar, we must do a comprehensive calendar. That will be monthly, high level view of the calendar for the whole year. That will have all the deadlines, meeting, assignments in one easy to reference location. So some of the work, you know that your term one exam is going to be in March. You write it down in March, maybe because you have academic calendar, you know that your term one exam is there, term two exam is in the, so those deadlines you already know, just dot it down uh, in the comprehensive calendar. Comprehensive calendar looks something like, so it is year long. It should have monthly views. What are the priority in the January, February, and so on, whatever month wise. You should have all the events and deadlines. Then you think of all the firm dates which you know that your exam is there in the March, and then you have to consistently updating, keep it updating, you are using it and keep it updating whenever some deadline coming in the form of assignment. Some teacher, you have to submit this assignment, just note down in the comprehensive calendar, and from this comprehensive calendar, whenever that deadline is there, bring them back to your weekly worksheet. So something like this you can make monthly and all the months together for the whole year. And the third tool, which is the final tool, is the upcoming to-do list. Whenever you are given some task, you just write it, or you think of that your friend's birthday is coming on that days, you just write it down. So that is the stuff that is definitely had to be get done, but not necessarily on a particular date. So you just write down all the to-dos, and then you take them back to the weekly worksheet. So you have you remembered your close friend's birthday, and then you think, okay, it's June, but you have that list. Whenever you are planning for the June, that weekly, there you take them to that. So this upcoming to-dos list are very crucial. So that you have to make month wise, and uh, without timings, that maybe on 3rd June, or if you know that that it is on the 3rd June or 6th June, you just write it down, and from there we can uh, take them to the weekly worksheet. So this upcoming to-do list must be portable, because whenever you come to know to some of your work, you just write it down. It should be easily accessible wherever you go. It should be with you, even in the traveling or wherever it is. You see that how you are doing this, then it should be very comprehensive. You write it. Suppose you're writing about celebration of my friend's birthday. Don't just write celebration of. You think of you need to bring cake, you need to have some cap for him, some gift for him. So write the actionable birthday, then cake, clothes, gift, something, whatever it is in actionable form. And then we can take them back to the weekly worksheet and group them into the suitable groups. So reading one side, fun time one side, birthday one side, family time one side. So you can group your to-dos. So this comprehensive calendar, which is for year, and the upcoming to-dos list, these two will always feed to our weekly worksheet. So our weekly worksheet should be made on which is the most essential in time, whatever coming work in the next week, where that will come from comprehensive calendar and the upcoming to-do list. You keep on seeing your to-do list, what are the things which is coming in your next week, and the comprehensive calendar, what are the coming in this particular month, in that particular week. You bring them here and then you make your weekly worksheet to, and this will work. Definitely it will work. So this, and the most important of all these is now, like you have meeting with your advisor all the Wednesday, whether you do it or not. Then you have meeting with your friends, maybe girl or boy, maybe daily or weekly, whatever timing you have. I will suggest you to have a meeting with yourself with all these three tools any day. Maybe you keep fixed, maybe 10 o'clock night on Saturday, or 5 or 6 o'clock Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, whatever time you fix, that meeting time should be fixed for all along the year, and this will help you a lot. And this is where you scoop up your deadlines from your calendar, task from your upcoming to-do list, and then leftover which you have not done this week because of some reason or other, or you were filled with lot of works this time. It happens to everyone, to you, to me. Sometimes you're not able to finish to-dos of this week. You can see that those from the leftover is prioritized in the next week, and it is adjusted in the next week's slot. So you will build a new worksheet. So what you are going to do in that meeting is you are assessing this week's worksheet and you are preparing the next week worksheet. And if you are doing this weekly roundup meeting with yourself with these three tools, it will help a lot. It will help a lot, and you will be so stress free, and your works will be done very properly in time. So what everybody need is your commitment. So I encourage you to commit to some of these tools. Just try it out. Go, just try weekly or and see how it works for you or not. It will definitely work. But try it out. What I say is you commit yourself to go for some of the tools. You try to prepare your weekly worksheet for the coming week. See how it goes. Make adjustment as you go. So sometimes first time if you have prepared, it doesn't work. So see that how it can work for you. You can make adjustment within that and prepare your own way of making a weekly worksheet. And in this seminar, my goal was to equip you with a mindset and few tools. These three tools which I have discussed: weekly, comprehensive calendar, and to-do list, and to help you to succeed as a student, as an effective learner, which is very much possible if you commit yourself, and making this commitment regularly, and your habit will definitely take you, if you are in first group, to the second to the third, and very soon you will be in the prioritizer list, and you will become an effective learner and an excellent student. What I also suggest is your all these to-do lists must have the fun time in your plan. You don't think that you can do every stuff of your studies without your fun. So even you write in fun time, and if you keep it confident, if it is confidential for you, nobody is reading your worksheet, then you can write your own confidential fun times also, and that will really keep. And don't always see that all the times are only for fun or all the times are. So you balance yourself to become a organized student and so on. And the only way I think to become more organized is by practicing your these three tools. And I thank you very much for joining me. If you have any doubt about anything, you can ask me. I am going to allow you to unmute. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for such a comprehensive presentation. Now, I would request the students, if they have any queries, they can unmute themselves and they can ask directly from Dr. Pathak. I think, Dr. Pathak, nowadays, they are not fitting their fun time in the work plan. They are fitting their work plan in their fun time.
uh, anyway, it will
Best,
work. It will work if you are including all your to-do list in that.
yes, very true. And I would just like to convey all the students that this is a very effective tool, making your to-do list, because until unless you don't know how to prioritize the things, you will not be able to, learn that thing better, and you will not be able to finish the things in a very effective manner. So one should be very clear in their thoughts that these are the things I am going to pay heed, and these are the things which can wait for some time. And so the basic thing is to prioritize the thing which Dr. Pathak was stressing throughout. And for that, we have many online tools. But I personally feel, Dr. Pathak, that that diary and pen, that still works much better as compared to the online tools, because the kind of a satisfaction that you get after cutting a work from your diary, then that is something else. I think so. That is my personal opinion. I don't know. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, it varies. Some people are very good at, especially those with the MacBook, and so they are good at Outlook calendars. I have seen people from mostly from abroad. They are good at that. So it whatever way it works, whether it is physical or online, go for it. Simran is having many a times we aspire for non-conventional careers. So how to set milestones and monthly goal for something not taught us as a as conventionally. Uh, Look, Simran, whatever goal you have, it's I didn't talk about something your only studies. Uh, Whatever you think of, whatever you are planning for, if you're thinking of something entrepreneurship or something unconventional, it's okay. You see that how what skills you required for that. Maybe you can plan that. Okay, I'll acquire these skills in the coming week. Maybe some online course, maybe some offline course uh, outside your college time. So you can keep on including that. You first fix your goal. If it is unconventional goal, it's okay. But for that unconventional goal, you must be aspiring something. It's not that nothing in the air. You must be at some point, maybe unconventional, it's okay, but that unconventional will be something. And for the something, you need some skills to develop in yourself. And whether that skill you are getting from the conventional thing or not, it's okay. If you are not getting, you see that from where you can get that, maybe from online course, and you include that. Many a times, there are certain websites which offers you like a skill share. one I am saying, Skillshare or LinkedIn. There are so many things available on internet by paying some small quantum of money. You just browse them and see that all those skills which are fitting to you in your context, you try to learn that, and that will definitely, those skills only will lead you to go to those your goals.
I totally agree with you, sir. And I just want to add one more thing, that the presentation Dr. Pathak has been delivering right now, that is not only limited to academics, as he has stressed already, that it is a part of a personality for a person to be very organized, meticulous, planned. That is a part of your personality, means each and everything that you are going to do, whether it is academics, non-academics, whatsoever it is. And if you are very meticulously planning that particular thing and jotting down the things which are required to for completion of a work, that is a part of your personality. You will be more organized. And if you are organized in your academics, you will get good grades. If you are organized in your life, then you will be a very better you will be a better human being at the end of the day. That is, I think, should be the main target for the people right now, है ना? So apply these things to your academics for sure, but apply these things more to your life. That will give you more fruitful results.
Definitely, Dr. Nitin.